Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys all had as good as week as we could have done, given the circumstances. But I'm Dan from Trading with Dan, and this is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, as you can see, we've got our levels here. Levels, obviously we've had this wick down. No closures obviously below this 36 to 35,000 level of support. We have got no closures above our 41 to 42 $1,000 resistance, and then we've obviously interacted with the midpoint, the mid level, which was about 38,000. So not looking too bad. I mean, it could be looking worse. We could be hovering around the 35,000 level, 35,000 level. At which point obviously it'd be more likely we lose that level because we're closer to it. But we are making an attempt to try and break upwards. We've obviously got a downward sloping trend line as well that we could potentially break and see some nice upward price action. Should we draw it in from here? Should we draw it in from here? We'll draw it in from here. So yeah, potential if we can break above this trend line to get that acceleration. But you guys know that I prefer horizontals, and realistically, we are kind of looking at this horizontal here. In fact, on that basis, I will just remove this line. But we can see basically all the trend line shows is that we're clearly in a downtrend here with obviously lower highs. So if we basically take out this horizontal and take out these highs, which is also the horizontal, which is also the trend line, then we could see some acceleration to the upside, obviously with that target being this next level of 46,000, and as I have alluded to, taking out 46,000, then I think a lot of confidence will start to come back into the market, and then we could potentially make our way basically above the next levels, ultimately maybe finding our way above 58,500, in which case the trend becomes bullish again. And we will certainly be targeting new all-time highs for Bitcoin, and this could be the run that takes us to that golden zone of $100,000 Bitcoin. I mean, who would have thunk it? But that could be what we've got on our cards, because obviously once we get above 58,500, once we get above our previous highs of basically mid 60s. It isn't a stretch, obviously, for Bitcoin to get to 100k. It's not even a 2x. So yeah, but first things first, we're not even above 42,500. Remember, the weekly close is what I was kind of looking at. If we can weekly close above 42,000, then I think we will be looking basically like this will be a low. If you kind of see it on this weekly chart, if we close above this level here, above these levels, basically above these candles, then this will just look like as a flush out, a pullback, brought back up, and then we can climb that wall of worry, trade sideways to up as people are worried about a big second dump down, but then also worried about not being in this asset when it potentially makes a run to 100k. Climb that wall of worry before ultimately we get above this level here, as you can see, the 58 and a half thousand. I'm struggling to talk this morning. I had root canal on 2 teeth yesterday, so it's kind of hurting a bit, and I think it's a bit swollen. So yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, basically once back above here, full bullish mode, full bullish posturing. That's the one. For the next leg up, which I mean realistically could easily take us deep into 100k. So we got a lot at stake here. We don't want this bull run to end. We all want this last leg up, and I'm sure we're all eyeing up this last leg up as a cash out and retire from crypto. At least I don't know if we'll be retiring from our whatever you guys are, whatever we're up to normally. But yeah, potentially this could be it. This could be our payday. This could be our our forward check, our back check, and our paycheck. And then we're done. We're done and dusted. Life completed. It's just basically just sun, sand, and sangria, or whatever you guys are into. So yeah, we could be looking good. Obviously there is a lot in the balance here. This is as close as we've got in this whole move, by a long shot, of basically ending the bull run and going bearish. So this is the biggest test. But I do feel like cryptocurrency, if you guys have been trading it since basically 2016, it puts in these tests. It does put in these tests. I remember in 2016 or 17, I can't remember now. Let's go back. One of those, basically the start of the bull run, getting wiped out as long as in massive profit, and then we just had one of our 40% pullbacks. Liquidated some of my BitMEX accounts before literally going to 20k. And I was just yeah. Well, to be honest, obviously I put that behind me and carried on. But yeah, it was. These are just the savage moves it does. This, I suspect, is that moment for lots of people that were in crypto in the last bull run. My moment of basically buying at like 1500, seeing it go to, I'm sure it was 6 or 7k, and then putting it back to 2,500. Without wanting to go all the way back to C. Should we do it? Should we see if I can find the exact point? Not got anything else to do, have we, this morning? So yeah, here's 2017. Let's get across here. I'm pretty sure I was getting in about, I think, yeah, it was before this run. So yeah, 2016, I was getting in. No, it wouldn't have been that one. It wouldn't have been. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, because I think I was buying. Wait. Where are we? Yeah, it was in this one. So yeah, so I was in about. Was it this one? Oh no, was it? Oh, I don't even know. Either way, it's one of these pullbacks. This one actually potentially looks like it. Maybe it wasn't as high as 6,000. But yeah, I remember getting in here. Basically buying, and then getting liquidated. I believe it would have been on that dump, but maybe I'm getting my numbers wrong, and maybe it was this one. Maybe it was when I was buying above this level, which I've actually had actually drawn in from all those years ago. Yeah, buying above this level, buying, and then potentially getting wiped out here. I'm not sure. Anyway, either way, that was a completely useless. So apologies to have wasted your time on that one. But what I am basically saying is, yeah, I think this is. Nonetheless, I basically got in a good price, bought all the way up in ridiculous profits, and then got wiped out. So this will clearly be a wipeout moment, that moment for lots of people that haven't been in crypto since then. And now, welcome to crypto, your baptism of fire. This is how it rolls. So yeah, I mean, this is a bigger scare. This is the scares that crypto Bitcoin does, and then continue on with the bull trend to ridiculous highs after that. That makes you think, gosh, what was I doing? So like, if you were even to consider this as an equivalent move from like around 6,000 to 3,000, we then went to 20,000, which would be an equivalent of the $200,000 Bitcoin. So do we think that's going to happen? Well, who knows? I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think we're going to get to $200,000 Bitcoin in this run. But I would have to say that crypto will continually does the unexpected, including this move from top to bottom of over 55%. That was wholly unexpected, when I was actually expecting us to then maybe not even put in full 40% retracements. We then put in a 55+% retracement. So crypto is here to hand our asses to us. And teach us its ways, learn us. But anyway, so yeah, that's realistically enough on Bitcoin at the moment. We'll have a look at the stochastics at the end, but put very simply, we are in this range here. This is the danger zone. Lose this, and yeah, we're coming down lower. If we get above here, things will start to be looking better. And even if we just trade sideways within here, then well, yeah, that is basically the holding pattern for a while. Trade sideways long enough in here, I think that gives it more of a bullish bias. Because I think it will just restore confidence in the market, and then people will start to buy and it will break us through. But I do think that this ascent, if it is to happen, isn't going to be as quick as it isn't going to be basically a V-shape. It's not going to be a V-shape recovery. It's potentially going to be this kind of a whole sideways, this random walk with an upward bias. We're going to potentially just do a random walk with an upward bias again. Until we get towards this high again, and then we'll potentially go on a more of a parabolic run. I'm definitely struggling to talk this morning. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, how is she doing? Well, you would say this is pretty much looking like a bear flag, but obviously it could also be a forward check, a back check against this major level as we spoke about, and we are going for a paycheck. Obviously getting above here could give us the acceleration, this target as well. I mean, I think getting basically back above these highs will drive us straight through this target now, whereas this was a level I was looking to take risk off. That was on this move here. Obviously the level, I can't necessarily say got front ran, it didn't, just crypto obviously took a turn beforehand. But yeah, so now I'm kind of looking at the next level realistically to take risk off, which will be up here, which is, let's work out on the price target. Wow, that is a big move. Basically 67% higher, so 2/3 higher, and between obviously where we are and the actual target where we're looking at, that is about 26%, call it 25%, but yeah, 26%. So that is kind of what I'm looking at. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to get supported here and continue onwards. As long as confidence gets restored in crypto, it will get restored back in the alts, and then money will start piling in, particularly into Ethereum, I believe. But yes. Is this literally just going to carry on coming down? It could potentially do that. We did hit a level. We have obviously had a big pullback, and now we look like it's attempting to do business as usual. Remember the full range of this move. We are not below the halfway point of it, and we're not below this leg of level here. So you would still give this an upward bias in much the same way. We can't really give Bitcoin an upward bias from where it is now. It's got to basically move further upwards before we can give it an upward bias. It's got to prove itself. This has also got to come down lower and prove itself before we can say it's not going to come further up. Because at the moment it looks like it could come further up. Also, what else do we want to look at? Yeah, DXY. I mean, this is clearly going to be, like I said, a tailwind. I do, like I said yesterday, fully think Bitcoin is not going to end the bull market if this is coming down and if this is going up. So yeah, it's just a pullback, bro. Just because obviously a lot of people were getting a bit excited in Bitcoin, and like when you have low vol leads to high vol, and if we do look at Bitcoin, this move pretty much, if you look at it here, this was relatively lower and lower and lower and lower vol. And then obviously low vol leads to high vol. Then it leads to low vol where we climb the wall of worry, potentially back up to the upside. And then low vol can lead to high vol, and that high vol is not necessarily, doesn't imply direction. We could then get that high vol as we break above here, as we consolidate sideways and up into this high, and then break out into high vol. That could be how it plays out. It could be. We hope. We can only hope. So let's have a look at the stochastics. How are they doing? 4 hour obviously getting up pretty high here. So that could mean we're not going to break that 42 right now. But I suspect some of these medium terms may be looking better now. If they want, this is taking particularly long today. But yeah, 10 hour pointing up and got plenty of room to run. 12 hours starting to move to the upside now as well, and obviously plenty of room to run. Daily just turned up now as well, obviously got the whole range to run. 2 day losing its downward momentum. 3 days still coming down. 5 day actually turning back up. Weekly still coming down, but as you can see, roughly at a sort of a trend line if you draw a wavy trend line. But yeah, we could if this turns back up. So yeah, I mean, overall the stochastic read is not so bad. I mean, we would have to kind of expect it a little bit, obviously after having such a move from such a low, but I mean, these 10, 12 hour and daily continuing upwards are clearly going to get us through 42, and then it's a question of do they get us up to and potentially through 46. In which case, if they do, then we should be looking particularly good, I think. But obviously, putting our realistic hat on, we're just basically between these two levels, like we said at the very start. Back, call it 35 and 42. Below 35, we are going to have another leg down, and we are in trouble. Above 42. And, well, realistically, we're just not in as much trouble. But we could still turn down at any point around here. If we wanted to, we could still come back down within this level, within this range. Obviously, because the trend is your friend, and the trend here is down, as you can see. So that's why we're clearly in more trouble. We're clearly more obviously in trouble if we lose 30. 35 for sure, but also 38 as well. Could then trigger a move down to 35, which then could obviously break us through 35. But yeah, 42, 46s are obviously where we want to be, and we want to be closing this weekly for the absolute well, just to look good, to give ourselves the best chance of this definitely being the low. Is to close this weekly above 42. I think people then look at the weekly chart and with a lot more confidence than they will if they look at it below 42. So yeah, there we go. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I am at the dentist again today to basically put in all my top veneers. So no doubt will still probably be struggling with my root canal at the bottom, and then also new teeth on the top. So yeah, just you have to bear with me, guys, at the moment with my speaking skills, my is it an orator capacity. But yeah, thanks for listening, and yeah, I shall speak to you guys soon.